Listen, I know what it feels like, brother. One day she's everything, your future, your comfort, your reason to keep going. And then, like a switch flipped, she's gone. Cold, silent, acting like you never mattered at all. And in that silence, you start blaming yourself, replaying every moment, wondering what you could have done differently. You think if you just loved her better, held on tighter, maybe she'd still be here. But let me say this to you straight. Her leaving wasn't the moment you lost. It was the moment life handed you the truth. You gave too much to someone who didn't value it, and now that pain you're feeling, it's not punishment. It's an invitation. An invitation to become a version of yourself so grounded, so solid, so untouchable that no one ever gets to play with your heart like that again. That's the man we're building now. Let's start. Point 1, the fall isn't your ending. It's your first lesson. When she left, it felt like everything collapsed, didn't it? Like the world suddenly had less color, less sound, less meaning, but that collapse, that's not your ending. It's your awakening. Because when a man is broken, he has two choices: crumble in the dark or rise through it. And what most people don't understand is pain isn't there to destroy you. It's there to strip away what's weak, what's fake, what's dependent. You thought your strength came from having her, but your real strength shows when she's gone. The way you pick yourself up even when it hurts. The way you choose discipline over distraction. Every man's fall is painful, but not every man gets back up with a new blueprint. This is your moment to rise, not for revenge, but because the version of you she knew isn't coming back. And that's the point. Point 2, stop needing closure. Your peace isn't her responsibility. I know you want answers. You want her to explain why she left, why she changed, why she stopped trying. But let me give it to you raw. Closure is a lie we chase when we don't want to accept the truth. And the truth is she made a choice. You might never understand it, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to grow from it. Waiting for her to make sense of it all is like waiting for a storm to apologize. It won't. And the longer you stand in that rain, the more soaked you get. Your peace is not her job, it's yours. You don't need her explanation. You don't need her regret. What you need is to stop giving her power over your mind. You don't heal by figuring her out. You heal by figuring yourself out without her. Point 3, the man who guards his energy becomes rare. Let me tell you something most men never learn. Your energy is sacred. Your attention, your time, your emotional investment, that stuff isn't free. It's valuable. And when you give it away too easily, people stop appreciating it. That's what happened with her. You gave everything and she got used to it. Took it for granted. Thought it would always be there. But now you shift. You stop bleeding energy on people who never earned it. You become selective, intentional. You give your time to your mission, your body, your future. And when a man does that, when he learns to guard his energy like treasure, people start noticing. Not because he's loud, but because his silence suddenly feels expensive. You're not ignoring the world. You're simply not letting it distract you anymore. And that's powerful. Point 4, she won't recognize the man you're becoming. That's the goal. There's going to come a day when she stumbles across your photo or hears about you from someone else, and she won't recognize you. And I don't just mean physically, I mean energetically. She'll see a man who no longer needs her attention, a man who looks lighter, but sharper, softer in presence, but harder to touch. And that contrast will mess with her because women remember how you made them feel, but they also remember how easy it was to control you. So when the man who once needed her validation no longer reacts, no longer waits, no longer entertains breadcrumbs, she starts questioning her own worth. And that's not revenge, that's reality. You didn't level up for her, you leveled up so you'd never be weak for someone like her again. Point 5, your glow up isn't for her eyes, it's for your soul. It's tempting, I know, to think, she'll regret it when she sees me winning. But bro, that mindset still puts her at the center of your story. And that's what we're done with. You don't transform your life so she can notice. You do it so you never again settle for a love that made you doubt yourself. You do it so the next time you look in the mirror, you respect what you see. The glow up isn't about changing your looks. It's about changing your frequency. You stop explaining yourself. You start making moves in silence. And suddenly, you're not even on the same frequency as people who once broke you. She might look back, she might reach out, but by the time she does, you'll be so far ahead, her message will feel like a distant whisper from a life you don't even relate to anymore. Point 6. Silence isn't revenge, it's reclamation. Real silence isn't about ignoring her. It's about reclaiming your mind, reclaiming your emotional space. You're not cutting her off to hurt her. You're cutting the cord that's draining your power. Every time you didn't reply, every time you didn't stalk her page, every time you stayed still instead of reacting, that wasn't weakness. That was strength disguised as stillness. Silence tells her nothing, but it tells you everything. It reminds you that peace is louder than begging, that no reaction is the strongest answer. And eventually she'll notice, she'll feel it, but by then you won't be doing it for her validation anymore. You'll be doing it because silence became your superpower. You stopped performing, you started preserving. That's when the real shift begins. Point 7. When she reaches out, you'll realize you've outgrown her. One day, she'll circle back. Might be subtle, like a random text, hope you're well. But here's the test. How do you feel when that moment comes? Because if you've truly done the work, you'll feel nothing. No anxiety, no excitement, just clarity. She's no longer your center. She's not your finish line. She's a lesson, a reminder of who you used to be. You won't need to ignore her out of spite. You'll just be uninterested. Not because you're bitter, but because she no longer holds space in your world. She left when you were unfinished. But now you're built. And when she sees that, when she realizes she's talking to a man she no longer understands, that's when she feels the weight of her decision. But you'll already be gone. This whole time, you thought the goal was to get her back or make her regret it. But somewhere along this path, something shifted, didn't it? You started realizing you don't even want her anymore. Not because you hate her, but because you finally love yourself more. That version of you that needed her, he's gone. Dead and buried. The man standing here now, he's focused, grounded, and untouchable. Let her wonder, let her miss you. But you're not waiting. You're not checking. You're living. Because in this new life you're building, she's not the point anymore. You are. If you made it this far, comment, she can't reach me now. Because from this point forward, you're the one who decides who gets access to your energy. And not everyone deserves it.